yes, the original Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. I remember you well. Those are definitely PS2 era graphics, but those characters, they don't look half bad. And, oh, what in the androgynous is this supposed to be? Would it really be so hard to give the female character some calcium cannons? I remember when games were supposed to be fun, and not some kind of a political statement.
God damn it, I'm not fat, I'm just shamed for my body in a world where white men decide what's beautiful.
What's up, Space Pirates? This is your Admiral, the heroically humble Dr. Disaster. And when a game comes out which appeals to the progressive sensibilities of game journalists, you can expect the reviews for the game to be pretty sterling, because these activists will want that game to succeed. They look at that kind of shit and go,
"Hello, beautiful."
As an example, look at Dragon Age the Veilguard. That was one of the most blatantly woke games in the history of the industry, and gamers despised it, but game journalists tried to prop it up. This here is the Metacritic score for Dragon Age. Game journalists gave it an 82 out of 100, but gamers smashed it to pieces with a 3.9 out of 10. Suffice to say, the so-called professional critics have no problem saying positive things about a game that's pretty universally despised, as long as it fits their agenda.
What? I love garbage.
Well, with that in mind, you have to ask yourself, what does a game have to do in order to get an actual bad score from these professional reviewers? And the answer is, you have to be an actually completely unplayable piece of shit, like Concord here. That game was given a 62 out of 100, and pretty much everybody agreed Concord is in the conversation for the worst game ever made. And now, take a look at Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. That game was scored only 2 points higher than Concord thus far. Even the game journalists looked at this turd and said,
That's hideous.
On the one hand, with all of the issues that they had with the development cycle of this game, you might say it's practically a miracle that Bloodlines 2 was even finished. But for anyone with eyeballs, it's not a miracle, it's a damn curse. It's crazy to look at the design of Bloodlines 2 and see how, in just a couple decades, the aesthetic went from obviously attractive to androgynous lumps of poo. You've just got to throw your hands up in the air and wonder what in the hell happened to our culture.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Sure, Jan.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. I've had a lot of people tell me that they've been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel, so make sure you look into that, and also, give me a follow over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1, and if you feel like supporting the channel and helping keep the lights on, consider becoming a member for as little as $5 per month. Anyways, let's take a look at what the reviewers are saying about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. The short answer is, it doesn't look good, not good at all. But for the long answer, let's actually take a look at some of these reviews from the critics. If it isn't apparent already, based on what I have seen and read about this game, I am not recommending that anyone play it, but in the interest of fairness, we're going to look at what everyone had to say, and we will start with the higher review scores of the game. The highest that anyone has scored Bloodlines 2 so far is an 80 out of 100. The outlet Metro Game Central wrote here, in gameplay terms, it has little to do with the original Bloodlines, and it's not really a role-playing game either, but this is an enjoyable and atmospheric action-adventure that stands on its merits. And I've got to point out that when I covered this game before in previous videos, talking about how actually the gameplay that I had seen and the descriptions that I had heard made it seem like Bloodlines 2 wasn't much of an RPG at all, since you can't really create your own character, you can't really make any choices. When I pointed that out, there were a lot of butthurt people in my comment section getting all pissy, telling me I didn't know what I was talking about, and that actually this game looked like a perfect sequel to the first one. Well, where are you guys at now? One of the outlets who liked this game the most agrees with me, so what do you have to say about that, my dudes? Anyhow, here is another one of the higher review scores for the game. This comes from Spazio Games, and it says, in an industry dominated by safe, risk-free productions, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is a bold game, even in its failures. The Chinese Room has created an ambitious work, perhaps too ambitious for its own means, yet one capable of leaving a mark. It's not the sequel many dreamed of, but perhaps it's one this dark world truly deserved, a flawed title, yet brimming with personality and vision. Well, I don't know about you guys, but when a game comes out and one of the highest scores given to it uses the words failures and flawed in order to describe that game, that sets off about every alarm bell that there is in my head. Anyways, here is another review from one of the outlets which gave Bloodlines 2 one of its highest scores. PlayStation Universe said, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 might not be the sequel that folk from 2004 wanted for their game, but it is the game we've got. Though largely sparse open world and technical issues are hardly encouraging, the beautifully evocative interior environments, surprisingly engaging traversal and combat mechanics, together with its neatly unconventional buddy movie conceit, which sees two vampires attempting to inhabit the same body and each with their own motivations, makes Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 a good deal more intriguing than I originally expected it to be. Once again, it's a bad sign when one of the best reviews starts off by saying it might not be what you wanted, but it's what we got. That isn't exactly a sterling endorsement. But let's now get into the fun stuff. Let's look at the reviewers who are not so nice toward this game so that we can get a well-rounded idea of what is about to be released. This score here comes from Games Radar, and keep in mind that Games Radar is an outlet that generally has the so-called correct views. They always kiss the asses of these game studios, but they scored this game a 30 out of 100. The worst score that the game has received, and they wrote here, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is the definition of a crying shame. Clumsy writing and flat, repetitive world design expose a handful of good ideas that never take root, while its poor technical quality and unstable performance will render it unplayable for some. The result is a half-baked, blunt-toothed, action mystery hybrid that disappoints at almost every turn, struggling to leave even the ghost of a good impression. And then here is Push Square, another outlet who generally gobbles down anything that comes out on the PlayStation without questioning it. They gave the game a 40 and wrote, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is a shambles. Its best qualities are always short-lived, buried deep beneath the frustrations of non-existent RPG elements, extreme padding, and diabolical technical issues. Beyond the promise of its opening hours, this is a tragic misfire of a game, and yeah, that sounds like something to avoid the hell out of. An RPG without RPG elements, forcing us to play as androgynous blobs of nondescript nothingness is just a piss poor idea. But here is one last review from The Gamer, and as many of you likely recall, The Gamer is an outlet that I have recently begun calling one of the worst mainstream media outlets around because they are always kissing the asses of all the games that come out in order to make sure that they keep getting access to these big studios. But even they scored this game only a 50 out of 100. They said of the game, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is the epitome of wasted potential. It's one of the most beloved TTRPG franchises of all time, and the original game has become a cult classic over the years. This isn't the sequel we hoped for, wanted, or even expected. It's Vampire the Masquerade in name only, and that is pretty damning. If not even The Gamer is on your side, even though you've made a game that exhibits progressive aesthetics, then you know that you've messed up. Based on everything I have seen and heard, I personally cannot recommend hard enough that you avoid this game, that you don't waste your money on Bloodlines 2. But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your thoughts on Bloodlines 2 into the comment section. Is it a waste of money or a diamond in the rough? Drop those thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.